The single most important process that happens in a pawn shop is qualifying the loan. That's why I am so adamant about the manager standing in front of the counter in what I call the manager circle. I want him or her as the person qualifying the loan. Now what does that mean? What exactly is qualifying the loan? I'll tell you. When a customer comes in with merchandise, it's either going to be a purchase or it's going to be a loan. So I want you to ask one simple question. Do you want to sell it? Not do you want to pawn it or sell it, or are you pawning this? Just do you want to sell it? I want to learn the customer's intent, and I want to learn how attached he or she is to this merchandise. All right, you're going to get one of three answers. The first one is, I want to pawn it. But do they really want to pawn it? Are they telling you this because they need more money? Is it a family heirloom? Is this a tool that they need for their job? Try and assess how attached and how important that merchandise is to the customer. The second answer you're probably going to get is, I want to sell it. Well, you know what to do there. Nothing hard about that. The last one is, I don't know, which one's going to give me the most money? That response ought to tell you that they're probably not too attached to the item. Now that you know the answer to your original question, the next step is, how much does the customer need? If the customer is selling the merchandise, obviously you want to pay as little as possible. If, after qualifying the loan, you've determined the customer wishes to pawn the merchandise, the next step is how much to give them. Let's check their loan history. Just like a credit check, a customer's loan history can provide you with valuable information on payment tendencies. If you're a PawnMaster customer, there is an information box for every customer that shows their entire loan history. How many times they've paid, how many items they've picked up, what their redemption rate is, which items they've picked up 5 times. I mean, the information is endless. All this is valuable information in determining how much you're going to loan them. Now that we know the customer wants a loan, we've looked at the customer's loan history, now we have to establish a value for the loan. For PawnMaster customers, there is a feature called the price guide that keeps all of your history for a specific make and model of anything that you've written a loan on. iPad 3, it'll tell you the values for all the loans ever. It will average it for you so you can get a good sense of what you should be loaning. eBay, Amazon, Google, those are all great places to go for unique items. Sometimes a manager at another store that's a colleague of yours might be someone to call, or you might have an employee that's an expert in that as well. We've qualified the loan, we've looked at the customer's loan history, we've established value, and now we have to test the merchandise. And the reason we test the merchandise is obviously to make sure it's in perfect working order, but we use this as another opportunity to see how attached the customer is to the merchandise. If it's a guitar or musical instrument, get him or her to play it. Make sure they know what they're doing around this instrument. If it's audio video equipment, test any and all features. Make sure there's not one button that doesn't work, because that will mess up the entire loan. And for jewelry, there's tons of fake gold out there and tons of fake diamonds. Make sure you test it thoroughly. All right, we've qualified the loan. We've looked at loan history. We've established value. We've tested it. Now it's time to close the loan. You've looked at the customer's loan history and you've seen what PawnMaster provides you in terms of information about that customer. Maybe you have a chance to upsell the loan. Instead of loaning 60, which is what they asked for, maybe it's 70, maybe it's 80. Their history is going to tell you they'll pick it up, so why not loan a little bit more? The loan is done. You've made the customer happy and you've created business. What's next? You need to sell the future relationship with that customer. Thank them for coming. Introduce yourself by first name. We appreciate your business, and if you ever have a question, my name is Corby, just ask for me, and then smile. Not one of those fake smiles, but a genuine smile, because they chose you out of all the competitors. And then ask them if there's anything else you can do to help them. Another way you can help sell the future relationship is find out if there's something specific the customer needs. You can enter that into PawnMaster, and the software will instantly send them a text once that item comes out for sale. I've seen qualifying the loan done 100 different ways, but I can tell you after 30 years of experience, this is the right way to do it. and it must be done in this order as well. It will save you some time and aggravation, and once it becomes standard operating procedure in your store, watch the pickup rate skyrocket.